Hi Cancer, and welcome to your May 2020 general reading. So your additional guidance card is the Mending card. You're not the only one to get this card as a central theme. I'm not sure how it's going to play out, but there's two people obviously in the photo. So this could talk about any relationship ruptures or any places where there's a wall between you and other people. Okay, so very interesting because really there's an incredible shift of value systems going on. Okay, there's going to be for the next 7 years, but because our value systems are changing, there's a lot of re-evaluating about what's important in our lives. So quite a lot of this mending energy is coming up in my readings and my private readings. So let me shuffle till I find out how this is playing out in your cards. And please excuse my voice if it goes a little bit squeaky. So please give me clear readings for the sign of Cancer for May 2020. I will try and do mid-months if I can, but at least there's something to guide the energy for the month ahead. So what's coming up for, oh, one more split, sorry. Yeah, ready now. 7 of Pentacles, yeah, pause. With the 10 of Swords, don't worry, the 10 of Swords is a completion card. I will clarify it. What you want is the Ace of Pentacles, the gift is the Moon, so you've got your own card. The challenge is the Hierophant. So maybe some of you aren't feeling that stable at the moment, because that's what the Hierophant represents, the Hanging Man in your relationships. It looks like that's what the 10 of Swords is about. 9 of Pentacles in your money and work. So that the 9 of Pentacles is actually quite a good financial card, but we'll find out more. The Emperor at a soul level, which is Aries, I am and I will, very much a pioneering energy. I mean, some of you might be dealing with an Aries person. If it's not, it's the energy of Mars. Mars is that part of our soul which reaches out in order to fulfill the soul's purpose. So it's a very action-based energy, but it might be a Hanging Man situation with an Aries. Then you get the King of Pentacles as the outcome, which is very interesting because the Hierophant is a challenge and the King of Pentacles is the outcome. Yeah, with the 2 of Cups. It doesn't have to be an earth sign, remember, it's a quality of energy. And the King of Pentacles will be a quality, I mean, it can be a lot of stubbornness, or it can be the quality of dependability, tradition, reliability, and commitment. Is there any aces that want to come up? No, but the World wants to come up. Which is Saturn. So very, very, very much again, the energy of commitment, completion, that sort of energy. So the 7 of Pentacles behind you, that sacred pause, just about everyone's been in it. A lot of reflection on the Pentacles, which is work. Work is what you do with your time. It's what you do to make a living. It's a very, very, very important part of our lives. Now with the 10 of Swords, so what's the 10 of Swords doing here? So the 10 of Swords can be an end. I mean, all the 10s represent an ending. It's also very much a card like the Hanging Man. So that will be done. Very much, it's a very, very spiritual card to me, the 10 of Swords. It's actually one of my favourites because it talks about handing over control, which a lot of people do not like. And maybe it's a little bit of a struggle with the Hierophant as a challenge. So tell me what the 10 of Swords is doing here. One card. There's some sort of change has happened here. Got the Death card, some sort of transformation, some sort of change. I think there's maybe been an issue in a relationship for some of you. For some of you, it might be work and money, but that doesn't make sense with the Nine of Pentacles here. Because the Nine of Pentacles has enough. She's very self-sufficient and she's got all these pentacles around her. And I can't help feeling this might be a relationship because of the Hanging Man and the Mending card. But anyhow, what you want is the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is about some sort of new chapter in your life to do with practical matters, work, job, where you live, how you live, what you do with your time when you're on this planet. So there's obviously something new that you want to start, which would make sense of the Emperor, because the Emperor is the pioneer energy. It's Aries is that part of us that goes out and starts new projects, starts new businesses, starts new areas of study. So it's sort of what you're looking for. The gift is the Moon. So you're very, very much connected with your, or potentially self-care, nurturement. The gift of the Moon, when it's your ruler, is actually very, very beautiful, very powerful, because it seems that there's a lot of nurturance. Potentially you have access here too. But with the Hierophant as the challenge, there might have been a bit of a, which there has for a lot of us, a lot of shaking up around your sense of security here. So why is the Hierophant challenge, please? For some of you, it's a Taurus, but others of you, I think it's around a sense of stability and security, even though the Moon is actually protecting you and helping you find this Ace of Pentacles, this new sort of ace that's in your hand. The Hierophant with the Two of Swords as the challenge. So I think for some of you, something's been put on hold for you here. For some of you, it is a relationship. For some of you, it might have been something to do with how you make a living. I'm going to have to do some clarifying here. Your readings were the most complex. Everyone else has been really straightforward. You've got the Hanging Man in your relationship. So the Hanging Man is the Ten of Swords. It's the same sort of card. It's that feeling of not having control. Now, some people don't like that, and other people positively thrive in that environment, because when we don't control, we let our lives be led by a higher force, which funnily enough would be the Moon. So some people strive to live their lives that way, because that's what living in the moment means, that's what living in flow means, and a lot of people really don't like it. So tell me why the Hanging Man is showing up here in your relationships. One card. Four of Pentacles. There's a little bit of withholding going on here. So someone has got their heart protected. You know, we can never judge ourselves or other people around us. There's always a reason behind what we do. And the urge to protect your heart tends to come around when maybe sometimes there's been words said, sometimes there's an unconscious drive. There's many, many reasons why we protect ourselves. So why is Cancer deciding to protect ourselves right now, please? Because of the Ten of Cups. So the Ten of Cups is the light after the storm. It's about sharing, it's about connection, and maybe some of you need to take a step back here and protect your energy. nurture your energy, connect back with your ruler, the moon, rather than constantly giving out. But I think for some of you, there's a sense of being that way. It's upsetting the sense of security, commitment, stability, because there's an issue here between stability and commitment and being in a protective and safe place personally. All our souls have dilemmas, Cancer. Every single one of us comes here with a set of complexes to sort out. And this complex seems to be between commitment and connection and protecting. Can I just carry on? I need to try and find out what's going on here. There's going to be mending anyhow. The Nine of Pentacles in your money and work is not, there's nothing. The Nine of Pentacles is having enough and a little bit more, to tell you the truth, the Nine of Pentacles, because she's got these pentacles around her and she's enjoying the fruits of her own labour. Can I just find out what else is going on around your money and work? Knight of Swords, which is going to be some news, and then you've got the Ace of Cups, another ace showing up. That's what I mean. There's no there's obviously been some sort of shake up, some sort of change process. Okay, definitely. I think for some of you around your finances, but others of you it's around between opening and, I don't like the word closing. I can't get a better word. You know, sometimes we open, other times we need to take a step back. There's that sort of energy here. There's something going on around your finances. The Nine of Pentacles is a good money card. It's not the 10, but it's not far off it. It's one pentacle away, and maybe that's what it is. You want this extra pentacle. So you feel more like the 10, which is having enough to share, to be more open, to be more generous. So what you want this extra pentacle, but the Nine of Pentacles is not a bad card, guys, because she's got her garden is overflowing. So maybe wanting that other pentacle is not a bad thing, but also deeply appreciate what you do have. The Ace of Cups, I think there's some sort of news going to come your way. And the news he's bringing is the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups is that feeling of a little bit of protection, a little bit of, there's a sort of energy that's protecting and guiding you. Again, the Ace of Cups, all the aces represent new chapters, potential new beginnings. And this seems to be maybe going on around the practical parts of your life, because a few of you are dealing with an Aries, but a few of you aren't. You're trying to be this pioneering energy. In times of great chaos comes the potential for great innovation. Yeah. And that's where the Emperor and Aries does. He innovates, he brings something forward, and you've definitely got that energy. But at the same time, Cancer, there's still the energy of having enough around you. So don't forget that. And don't forget to thank what you do have, even though there's an energy of wanting to push forward to create some sort of new beginning. I'm going to look at relationships separately. So you then get the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles in the shadow is a real, very stubborn energy, actually. When he operates in a shadow way, he doesn't move very much. But I'm not sure if that's how it's playing out for you, because you get the Two of Cups with the World card. So this is Saturn. This is any of the earth signs, but they all represent very, very strong stability. Very, very strong stability. Security. Sort of being in this for the long haul. So there's definitely a theme going on around your relationships. Now, I just want to talk a little bit more about what I see around the money and work, because I do see There's no lack here, okay? Maybe you've dropped a little bit. I would assume that you have, because most people have in one way or another. So there's an urge to bring something, to birth something new. That pentacle. The Ace of Cups would sort of talk about, I call the Ace of Cups an adorable karma card. So, you know that feeling of when you need it the most, something happens? It's sort of like that. So my feeling is around your finances, there isn't as much to worry about. And being in the Nine of Pentacles is a card of that I'd be very, very content with. I think there's something going on in your relationships though. So if you give me a minute, we'll look. I'm not going to touch the last cards, and I'm only going to pick one card each because there's something to do with opening and closing. Opening and closing. And the moon to a certain extent does that. So it's a rhythm, Cancer, that you're a little bit used to with how the moon operates. What's going on in your relationship, please? Now, I had to do this for Virgo because they had a really complicated relationship dynamic. So who are you? Okay, you're the Strength card. You're well on your sense of purpose here, Cancer. What are they? And maybe sometimes if we're feeling this energy of our soul's purpose, we're sort of turning our back on relationships a little bit, because the Strength card can be like that. It can be a little bit like, because you are sort of looking in the opposite direction, which is putting them in the Two of Wands, but unsure about what comes next. What's the connecting card between the two of them? I think it's a situation that's going to be resolved. Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles shows up about a desire to investigate, to understand the dynamics between two people. So I've got a funny feeling, Cancer, that it's you that's needing to refocus your energy. Why is Cancer being the Strength card? Or the Two of Cups? So this is a strange combination of cards, because your interest in this relationship is still there. But I've also got a feeling quite a lot of your soul's desires at the moment is going very much into the Mars energy. And it's obviously where Mars is in your birth chart, the sign and house, but where it falls. Because Mars in Aries leads to Leo, this sense of destiny and purpose. And there's a little bit of your energy shifting from your focus of relationships to something else, which is putting that other person in Two of Wands. So what's going on for the other person? Yeah, so they're a little bit confused about the direction of the relationship. I really wouldn't worry about this, Cancer, to tell the truth. Honestly, I would give it about 1 second of worry. And what's the Divine Intervention card between the two of them? The Wheel. Fortuna, a sense of destiny, a sense of purpose, a sense of people pulling their energies together to understand the dynamics between them. Always, it's complex. Relationships are the most strongest spiritual practice you can do, because everyone's shadows come out, everyone's wounding comes out, and they're deeply, deeply complex relationships. There's something going on between the two of you about what the future of this relationship. Personally, I would worry about it for about 1 second, because the future of this relationship seems to be about pulling energy together to mend and to understand the nature of the bond. So what's the advice for you? Yeah, Ace of Cups. which is about opening the heart. Now, can any of us stay in a constant state of Ace of Cups? I think sometimes it is a water sign. There's a real need to rest, to be in yin, to, you know, to nurture your soul, to build your energy. And there's so many times over this period that I've spent nearly 2 or 3 days in my room on my own, and there's been no drama about it, because I've communicated what I need. And I think some sort of difficulty between opening and closing is happening. I think really the Ace of Cups is really saying don't worry about it. It's also saying to open when you can, because I always think, you know, like a flower closes at night, doesn't it? It gets to rest. And your emotional energy isn't on all the time. There's a time, sometimes there's a time to pull back and there's a time to move forward. And I think that's what we operate the same way that nature operates. There's definitely a lot of pioneering energy to birth this something new materially, though. That's what's going to that's going to emerge more and more and more powerfully this year. Yeah, that emergent energy. And very, very much when that Emperor is showing up, leading your soul to do that. Interesting dynamic around relationships here, but I'm just going over the same old thing, Cancer. There really isn't anything to worry about. And maybe your sense of security is a little bit rocked with the Hierophant. That's going to be the case for everyone, because Uranus is in Taurus. So everyone's security is getting a little bit unstabilized. But your security lies with the moon and its rhythms and its ebbs and its flow, like the ocean goes in and the ocean goes out again. And maybe that's going on in your relationship dynamic. Anyhow, Cancer, I'll leave it there because every video is taking about an hour to upload. And much love to you guys, okay? Bye.